if you miss a meeting, if you miss a friend's meetup, if you have to cancel on someone, you have to do something and you're bummed and you're frustrated with yourself, you don't hit that deadline you wanted to, it's okay. It's okay. But what are you going to do next? What comes after that? What comes after the mistake? That is what defines your success. That is what defines where you'll go next.
Welcome to Mama Has Goals, your weekly reminder that you shouldn't have to sacrifice your dreams to take on the role of mom. I'm Kelsey Smith, mom of 2 boys, wife, and entrepreneur who's passionate about helping other moms, current and aspiring, to reimagine mom life. I'm bringing you the resources, support, and relatability to debunk that limiting belief that you may have about your ability to achieve your goals while raising a human. We're covering everything from mom guilt, marriage, relationships, careers, finances, mental health, physical health, you name it. Your life doesn't have to fully shift once you become a mom. You can have it all, and we'll show you how.
I had a meeting scheduled the other day with someone, and she somehow missed the appointment on the calendar. And she's new in her business, and she was so apologetic. She was like, I am so sorry. I got busy, put my head down working, and I looked up and I couldn't believe I missed our call. And I told her, don't even worry about it. I wish I could say that I've never missed a call, but that wouldn't be true. That wouldn't be the case. And it brought me back to when I very first started my business. And after I had started marketing Mama Has Goals, I had people reaching out to me for one-on-one coaching. And that wasn't actually where I originally thought that this business was going to go. And it's still not my primary focus, but for the right person, I do it. But at this point in time, I hadn't started yet. And I had someone contact me and they were interested in coaching. And I said, let's talk about what it is that you need support with and if that's something I even think I could help with. So we scheduled a call, and she actually doesn't even live in the United States. She lives internationally. And so our call times, it was really early in the morning for me, but I was excited to talk to her. So I scheduled it and I slept through the call. I woke up probably 15 minutes into the call and realized that she had been waiting for me. And I was like, I am so sorry. And at this point, I had a under 6-month-old. It was still really new in my business. I had definitely still not been sleeping through the night between feedings, and I was working the business on top of that. But I wanted to make this work, and so I put it on the calendar. But when this person didn't show up to my call recently, it reminded me of that. And I wanted to just give that version of me a hug and say, it's okay. It's okay. Now, I don't advocate for sleeping through meetings, and I don't advocate for not showing up to things you've committed to. But the fact of the matter is we're all human, and we're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to do things that quote unquote are wrong or we shouldn't do. And for me, if I had just quit or stopped at that, because believe me, there was a inner dialogue that was like, Kelsey, if you can't even get into a meeting, how are you supposed to run this business? How are you supposed to show up for these people in this way? But that was just one thing. And now I've done so much more than that. And I still connect with her and talk with her. And she ended up coming back and totally understanding. She had a little kid too. It ended up being a bad morning for her. And she was happy that it got rescheduled and canceled. And I did end up coaching her for a little bit on a couple different things. But if I had just quit, if I had just let that be failure, then I wouldn't have found success. So it's so important to remember that you're going to hit roadblocks. You're going to hit challenges. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to do something wrong, whatever it is that you're pursuing. And that's the challenge. Do you keep going? Because truly the only way you can fail is when you stop. Because if you can fix, you can repair, you can find a solution, then you're not failing. It's part of the journey and the process. And when I look back at that version of me and how horrible I felt that morning, I just want to give her a hug and say, oh, honey, this is so small compared to what is going to come. It is totally okay. Don't even worry about it. And that's exactly what I told this girl that missed our call, because it is okay. It's just a call. It's not a big deal. And we do want to respect people's time and our own, but it's okay. Things happen. And especially when we're moms, because it's not all about us. And we do have so many different variables. And we talked about this recently on the podcast. I can link the episode below, that we don't want to blame our kids when we make mistakes or we don't want to do something. But reality is we have kids and other people that are a part of our life. If something happens, if there's a mistake, if you miss a meeting, if you miss a friend's meetup, if you have to cancel on someone, you have to do something and you're bummed and you're frustrated with yourself, you don't hit that deadline you wanted to, it's okay. It's okay. But what are you going to do next? What comes after that? What comes after the mistake? That is what defines your success. That is what defines where you'll go next. You're behind on laundry? That's okay. What can you do about it? Can you do one load this week? Can you keep working towards it? You messed up dinner and dinner's burnt? Okay, now what? Can you make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? What can we do? It's up to you to redefine the mistake. It's up to you to change the failure into a solution, into success. And if you stay in the mistake, if you stay in the failure, then that's what it is. That's what it's defined as. But if we think about our lives and our journeys and our stories as a book, and I talk about this in various ways because that's how I think about my life. But if we think about it that way and we have the mistake, we have the thing that we did wrong. If it ends there, then you're like, whoa, wow, that was a bad ending. Just ended with the mistake or the letdown or the setback. But if the resolution comes after that, if the success or the achievement comes, then it's so exciting. Who cares about that mistake? Look what they did with it. Look what came after that. So I want you to think about that for yourself. Where are you letting a past mistake stop you from having success now? Where are you looking at the things you've done in your life, your journey, your story, and saying, that one time I slept through that call, so I'm not very reliable? Or that one time I did this, that one time I did that. How would I do that? How could I show up? You get to decide. You get to decide how you show up. You get to decide what you make that mean. But it's going to come from making better choices, setting yourself up for success, and being really clear with what you can do. So don't quit. Keep going. Create that next chapter. Make it be something that you laugh about one day, but don't stop. Just keep going. I'm sending you so much love, Mama. Keep going after those goals.
Tell a mom in your life that you see and love her by sharing this episode. Giving while your cup is overflowing always pays itself back tenfold when you need it most.